Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Wormer, and this is not my first ever playthrough of Slay the Princess, but technically I really feel like it is going to be that still. Today we're going to be trying to get some new routes, because we played this originally and finished the game, but we didn't get every single route, and obviously I'm not going to get every single route in this run either. But if you want to see the original playthrough, it's in the description below. Today we're going to be playing more of this to see more of the iterations of the princess and maybe expand on the different personalities a bit too. I'm not going to treat this as like just a video game, by the way. As usual, we're going to treat every story as if it's real. That's the way we look at it. But also, like, obviously we're going to be trying to get different routes. So there will be some suggestions I got and things like that. But that's, you know, does that make sense? We don't want to treat it like it's just a video game. We want to treat it like a real story, even though we're trying to get some different routes and probably go against what we usually would say, right? But we're still going to look at this story as what it is, a beautiful, beautiful love story. Let's check this out. I think one of the things I'm going to have to do is probably be more aggressive. That's probably the big thing.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
So,
if you don't, it will be the end of the world.
We've heard a lot of this dialogue before in the original playthrough too. So I wonder, like, what are the different things we're going to be doing as, like, in terms of choices. So should we go silently to the cabin as we usually do? Okay, thanks, sweet. Silently continue to the cabin. Yeah, let's go.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Right.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Lies.
She will cheat,
she won't.
And she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word.
Nah,
she
man,
says.
she's the best.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
It's a matter of perspective, but we're definitely going to be trying. Like, again, my first playthrough, we were trying to save her as much as possible. This time around, I think the first thing we're going to do is just try and go in there and just, like, go for it. Go for a slay right away. It's something we've never done.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceeding to the cabin, so we're going to have to grab that knife as soon as possible as well. I'm really excited to see if we get any different, like,
the
stuff.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, but the narrator's still so good. Take the blade.
You take the blade.
Man, this is gonna be so weird.
It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without
it. We have never, I don't think we've ever just right away just tried to kill her. I could be wrong though.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated.
I've actually kind of missed these locations. They're so pretty.
Below.
The hand-drawn aspect.
This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
We gotta remember these lines.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, and she's more aggressive because we got the knife.
Sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
So, continue down the stairs. Let's go.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Yep.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Great character design.
Is she really a threat to
Really
the
pretty
world?
character design.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are.
The music
are
as
you
well.
Gonna kill me or something?
This game is so amazing with its ambiance. It really is. Steel your nerves, step forward. Let's go.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Nothing. Not 1 ounce of myself thinks I can do that.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Yes, you are right.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's very convincing, right? Very convincing. in the way she talks.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Because she's not wrong. Like it's to play into her mind. It gets into her head the idea of like, oh yeah, she is tied up. Oh yeah, of course she's dangerous. Like, why would she just be here if she wasn't dangerous? You know, there's that idea in your head. But obviously it changes location to location. Slay the princess, let's go.
You lunge forward without
Oh
a
my god, that
moment's
face!
hesitation. You feel flesh
Jesus.
easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
That's so rough that we just did, like, just right away without any hesitation.
This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder...
You have to wonder.
Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
That's the thing, I don't know. I don't know at all.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be
Interesting,
alive
very
and
interesting.
well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Even though we know there's like many iterations of the princess that have done horrible stuff to us, I still look at like, and that's why this game is so good. Like, I still look at what I've done here and I feel sick. Like, that's what this game does so well.
But is it over?
Playing on your mind.
Really over?
Of course it is, she's dead. Should we be like, I'm not sure. I feel like she has some kind of trick up her sleeve. Let's be confident in what we've done because we're looking at her here now, and let's see what that leads to. Because I imagine this is like a big change here. I wonder if like it changes depending on like what you say here.
Exactly. It's over.
Because we've never gone with the narrator either, right? We've never gone with the narrator really.
With your
We're
work
back
done,
here?
You make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to
What?
the basement behind you.
I don't think we've ever come up here without the princess either, right?
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
We have. She was amazing. The best thing that's ever going to happen to you. And you don't even know it.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
The thing is that what I'm feeling right now is that like it's almost like giving into like a power I don't want to give into. There's poison dripping in our ear from all sides. It's all, like from everyone all the time. Like whichever character we're talking to, there is some sort of like, you know, agenda almost when you talk to a character in this game. And it really feels like we give into the agenda that I never wanted to give into was the narrator. But like I said, we're trying to find some different routes here while also still trying to treat it as like an actual story as well. And right now what we have is a guilty character who just kills someone who, in this world, he's just seen her for the first time. This is a new game. He's seen her for the first time and he thought, I just killed someone right away. There's no other way of looking at it in his eyes. He didn't question it. He didn't ask any questions. We just went down and killed her. And that offers a whole new opening for our character, who before I would say was very understanding, at least very inquisitive or skeptic. A skeptic in a lot of ways.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get
So it's very
out of here.
interesting how that like that works out. We're just leaving?
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Okay.
Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find.
No.
Instead, what you find is nothing.
It's the same
at
thing
all.
that when she
Where a lush forest
gets
stood
taken.
mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Oh no.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here.
So it was a
This
sacrifice.
is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
And look at the way, like, already the narrator's voice is changing to something of, like, almost like a very desperate voice as well. But, like, almost like a bit of relief. It's like, oh, we're away from, like, all the dangers that, quote-unquote, could happen as well. Because we know who the narrator is now, right? We know what they are and, like, why they're doing this and what they created. So it's interesting to, like, look at it from this perspective now. I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world. This is bullshit. Let me out of here. Oh, okay. So which would you say is the better option here? That is bullshit, kind of goes against what we're trying to do with being like more accepting of what the narrator's saying. Oh, okay, it's very accepting. And I was hoping of getting a better ending for saving the world. I feel like okay is very accepting. I was hoping to get a better ending for saving the world. I don't know. We'll try okay. It seems like we are very accepting of this. I don't know.
I'm so glad you're keeping an open mind.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good though. It makes you feel sick.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur.
Interesting.
You've never been happy.
Is he telling us we've never been happy, or are we actually happy? Because that sounds horrific.
Psst. Hey, we're not just going to stay here forever.
I think we should leave. Explorer, didn't you hear the narrator said, I'm happy, we're happy? Hell no. Do you think do you have any idea how to get us out of here? Of course we are. I like it here. Maybe we should like play into the fact that the narrator's like, you know, kind of like, yeah, maybe.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us?
That's what I'm thinking. That's definitely what I'm thinking. Is he doing that? Okay, maybe I'm not happy, and I'm not saying that because you're the last person I talk to. We can be more questioning on the next routes.
Well, if you ever
I just want to see where this leads to.
Just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please shake yourself out of it. We have to.
So the hero's trying to convince us now, by the way, of and the narrator's already like in the first sequence has brought us into a world where like it's a gray, motionless blur.
The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Personally, that would be hell. Like the idea of just, again, like I think a lot of people sometimes can feel that way where it's like, oh, I just exist. I don't, you know, that's it. But imagine feeling like that forever. Good ending. You did it. You saved wait, what? There's no way. The game ended? Wait. No way. Okay, so we have to do a bit of questioning. We have to question things a little bit when we do that. So we might do the same route again, but just question everything this time. That is hilarious. No, that is so funny. That is genuinely so funny. And the claps as well. It's so condescending in a way, almost intentionally so. It feels like, oh yeah, you got a good ending. Well done. You did everything right. You listened to everything the narrator said. It's the worst applause I've ever received in my life, I'll be honest with you guys. It's the worst applause I've ever received. That hurts. Like, the applause, like, it's almost like, you know, people patting you on the back of, like, people that you know you didn't do anything with the group project or something. It feels weird. Very weird. And I'm just going with the credits here as well, by the way. That's actually nice as well, by the way. They let you, like, show the credits, but also then click through them. That would be very good. Your song, The Princess World Ender, Eternal Bliss. Yeah, you did it. Thank you so much for playing. As a special gratitude, here's a track order. That's insane. That is insane. So let's go in again, and this time maybe try to question stuff. They just gave us, like, a very, like, condescending ending, where it's like, hey, you did everything you were told to do. Well done, I guess. You know? That to me is very, like, again, that's why this turn around and leave. We should try that sometime as well. We should definitely, actually, let's try it now. No, let's go with this one. No, let's turn around and leave right now.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
No. Yeah, so why I think that ending is like probably the worst ending I've ever received in any game ever is not because it's a badly written ending. It's intentionally supposed to be condescending. It's intentionally supposed to be like, oh, you got the good ending, well done, I hope you're happy, you know what I mean? Oh, like, oh, well done, you got the very clean ending, you saved the world, buddy. And it's intentionally supposed to be the narrator kind of being like, yeah, well done, there you go, there's your prize. Hope you feel good about it, you know? And I think that's so amazing how meta this game can be. I'm definitely going, I know where I'm going. The only thing that matters is where I'm going. In the cabin, I'm not going to the cabin. Actually, pretty okay with the world ending. I relish coming a new dawn. I'm gonna walk the opposite direction. I'm kind of. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So what happens?
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away.
This is so interesting. We never tried this before.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Yeah.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I don't know, buddy. I don't know if I ever want to feel those applauding hands ever again. I don't know if I ever want to feel it. How far are we gonna go?
That's strange. It looks
Stop.
like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can.
It's
still
so
be saved
meta
after all.
and everything it does. Turn around and leave again. Let's go.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
There's always like a course of manipulation going through the blood of this game. There's always like this feeling of like that I'm, constantly being tricked and I don't know who to trust, and there's constantly around every corner my decisions are being questioned and being manipulated, and it feels strange, right? I've said it before, it feels strange to play this game. It really does feel like the bones and the soul of this game is all about looking out the TV screen at you, the character, and the narrator genuinely feels like a real person trying to manipulate me. That's what it feels like most times. It barely feels like a game sometimes, you know what I mean? Because they do involve you in the game so much. Maybe everyone should die. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. Quietly continue down the path.
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Is he going to try and stop us again? It all
Would you
leads to
look at
here,
that? You're in
no!
the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
That's what you think. Oh yeah, well I guess I'm start walking a different direction again. And I'm just gonna keep trekking through the wilderness and I find a way out of this place. And otherwise there's no fighting this, is there? Yeah, let's keep going.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
I'm not ever feeling that feeling again of those applause. I'm sorry, I can't do it again.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods,
There's a different
something
cabin.
strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of
Wait.
your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Wait, is the cabin following us?
But as you
What?
focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers
That's so
weren't
terrifying.
just a trick of light.
Is the cabin actually trying to follow us?
In every
No.
direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin. The
Stop.
cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need
This
to
is so
be.
rough.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter
This
how
is
many
actually
paths or
really
cabins
scary.
appear around you. You're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Kind of. No, this is terrifying. Like, there's something so scary about, like, the cabin coming to you, right?
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping
so
through
amazing.
the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Is this gonna be the bad ending? Chapter 2, The Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
Wait, what's
path
that?
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
What's the wall over here?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Was that always there? Should we go to the cabin? I died the whole world, and what am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead and that the princess has yet to end the world, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And to answer your question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep
Okay.
it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what
The
we're
contrarian.
thinking. He's like a captive audience.
So he's gonna go against everything we say?
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day.
So he's just gonna try and again, like it's interesting having like all these different voices with us. The contrarian feels like, you know, we know a contrarian is someone who like lives to disagree with people. So in this sense, they probably won't be like extremely helpful when it comes to like any like decision making against the narrator. But if they are like just a contrarian against the narrator themselves and not just us, but they might be that's the thing, they might be a contrarian against us as well. So their advice might be very shallow because it's all coming from the perspective of someone who just wants to go against people.
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty
This
of
is
ways
insane.
to
What is
pull
that
that
wall?
off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude.
With that
Stuff
attitude.
those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
What's this? Yeah, Explorer. Those walls weren't there last time. Yes, exactly. They're trying to force us into a
What are you
route.
talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
That's not how... I adore what this game does. To stop... The narrator is constantly thinking of ways to make us like try and kill the princess. And one of the things we learned beforehand when we were playing this last time was what the narrator will do is like... If we don't pick up the knife, right, or something like that, the knife will still appear in front of us. If we choose to if we think the princess is too soft and too sweet to kill, how could we kill this princess? He'll put more there'll be more chains on the princess the next time as well. It's very interesting the way things go. Like there is always something that's trying to like push us towards killing the princess. I want to go to the cabin and see what's happening. Oh my god, the walls around it!
Before you go any further. She will lie.
No,
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
I love that. The contrarian's just like, yeah, well, I think she isn't a liar. I haven't met her yet, though.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
Yeah, the contrarian might not be a lot of help this time.
Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed to the cabin. Whoa.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors,
Yeah.
all projected across what's almost the same space.
Wait.
But it's all shifted.
What?
An inch here, a foot
What?
there. Such that
Everything's
the
moving
seams
on
are
top of it as well.
Visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Even the door. It's like that's the tower, right? That's the tower we were in? The door with the tower? There's like the stone cabin, there's the wooden cabin here as well. It's like a mixture of all the cabins that maybe were following us.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths.
It
Its
does look
material
awkward, doesn't it?
devoid of feature. Perch.
Sorry,
the
but I
blade
got...
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
The music's so
Taking
unnerving
the
as well.
Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea
And the hero
what
here
we're
as well.
dealing with. I've already told
Whoa.
you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward
Sure, but like
premise?
this is making me so nervous because even there's wood on the walls, there's stone on the walls, there's cobblestone there.
You can't just say that. Not when everything here is so wrong.
It is very wrong. And there's like almost like space below it as well.
Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
I might not pick up the knife this time just because it seems like such a different route anyway.
Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
He just wants to do anything different as well. And you know what it is? It feels like we got even though they're not, I know they're not related, but I like spiritually because they're different every time. But it feels like we got the contrarian because we were such a contrarian last time. And now it's a voice that almost is like relating to us in a way too, right? Because we were constantly just like, I'm not going, I'm leaving. And now we have the voice of the contrarian. Just like, and I know like people don't always agree with my theory on this. There was one event where we went through something pretty horrific where we got ripped to pieces, and then we got the broken. And even though it's not directly always related to that, it's always depending on your choices and things like this, where you get different character voices and stuff like that. I still think that it always fits so well. Like having the broken straight after we got ripped apart made perfect sense. Having the contrarian after we're being a contrarian, perfect sense.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself
Having
together.
the voice trying to basically marry the princess after we were so nice to her, it makes perfect sense.
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay.
Stressful geometry.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to
True.
us. I'm not going to stop doing my job.
It's the bickering here is so
You're just gonna have to
fantastic.
get better at yours, and quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay. Okay, I'm fine.
This is so interesting to me.
Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Explore, approach the mirror, take the blade, enter the basement. Let's enter the basement. What does it look like?
The door to the basement
Oh
creaks open,
my
revealing a
god.
web of branching staircases, all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone
It's
down.
such a cool visual though. The artwork is so incredible in this. Because while it also feels like stairs, it also feels like tendrils, right? It almost feels like, you know, like that, you know, Nurgle from Billy and Mandy. It almost feels like no matter where we go, like we can't escape this as well. It has that feeling to it.
The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably
He
doing
loves
her a
saying that,
favour.
doesn't he? He loves saying that.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
What is this gonna sound like?
Hello. Hi. What are you doing?
No!
Are you here to kill?
No! It's all the voices in one.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a
What do you mean such a baby? Did you not hear that?
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible.
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing
What
for
do we
sure.
know? What do we know, Contrarian?
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his
Kind of appreciate it. All-star hater over here, to be honest. Take the harsh stairs to the left. Take the center stairs. Take the soft stairs to the right. Interesting. I don't know which one to pick. Maybe take the center staircase. Take the harsh stairs to the left. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we just go down the middle. It's hard to know.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases.
Such a crazy visual.
Which branch into their own staircases.
So cool.
on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere.
Life.
You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else.
Jesus,
So you take
man.
one
That's so
careful,
disorienting.
focused step after another. 1 foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up. or maybe sideways.
And you know what's so interesting that what we're seeing here, like, it is obviously a representation of like the jumbled mess that almost we created with the cabins last time. But also, like, I feel like this is sometimes, like, this is the most perfect representation of the choices we made in the last game as well, of our mind and making up our mind with all these different choices we're making. And it all feels very... It's weird that it feels claustrophobic while also feeling like I am lost. And I feel like that's almost intentional with this as well. This almost represents my mind when I'm looking at this. All these different options, all these different ways I can go. I didn't want to make the right choice, quote unquote, that the narrator wanted to make me, and now I'm in a position where I have too many choices to make.
But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
Wait, what?
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
What is happening? We're like going through the sequence over and over again. This is like the journey we're on. We're not seeing the princess though.
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether.
The drawing is getting more and more sketchy.
Physical
oh my
sensations
god.
dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A continuous march forward to a destination.
It's so interesting because like it's trying to represent the idea of like textures and like in the world and us not being tethered to the world, and in the game is trying to show us like that our feeling of not being tethered to the world anymore is represented through the lack of 3D, the lack of like shadows, the lack of spaces, the lack of like textures. And they're showing that through the drawings that we've come to know. They're using the fact that this is a sketched up freaking game to its advantage here. It's so freaking cool. Oh no.
Consumption and betrayal.
What is that?
Skepticism and blind devotion. Rivalry and submission. Terror and longing. Pain and unfamiliarity.
What?
And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Stop. What? That is so beautifully scary. Especially in the shadows here as well. Can you help me?
What the hell was that? What happened?
Like, that was such a great way to represent that, but also then just landing us in here so quickly. Like, with the click of a button, we're back here in this dungeon, but we're with the princess. Imagine this was your first time. I would probably have, like, ran.
I feel so strange. Like
I would have not been here.
Different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old
I don't know
ways.
how contrarian. I know you're trying to be contrarian, but I would definitely not get over this that quickly ever. I am like you know what I mean? That was one of those beautiful representations of us being untethered from the world, having a mix of emotions, our jumbled emotions, seeing it through the stairs, the choices we have to make, all this stuff, and then to land us into the one piece of clarity that we have, and it's not clear at all. It's like it's the closest thing to clarity we have. It's seeing the princess.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently
Oh my
from the other side of the
God.
basement. Don't forget.
I already forgot. I forgot everything. I don't even know like how to spell things anymore. I don't even know my first like basic maths anymore. I'm done.
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost
Music is so
myself on the way
terrifying.
down. You're here to...
Sorry, he's being just an ass. We remember, we're still not sure if we trust you. Let's talk to her, try and get her bearings. She seems normal. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here.
And yet here
Yeah?
you are. How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why you're here? Do you know
I know,
me?
we've been told why we're here.
The shadows
Got brighter.
recede, revealing the princess's face.
The textures on the wall are very different as well.
She's so blank. I have no idea who she is.
Great pointing that out. Because again, as you said, the lack of clarity is actually just like, not only just the darkness here, it's the fact that we don't have a read on her. You know? She's not angry at us. She's not happy with us. She's not trying to like seduce us. She's not trying to like pull the wool over our eyes. It doesn't feel like right now, at least right now. It's not her sweet form. It's not her devilish form. It's not her beast form. It's not the witch form. It is just this. It's a blank slate.
Isn't that fun? A new puzzle for us to
Contrarian,
take apart.
you might want to wait outside for a bit, buddy, because like it is very interesting having him here as well, especially like when we're already confused. It's going to make us even more confused to have a contrarian here, you know, because a contrarian won't help your confusion.
If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she wants to deceive you.
Sure, buddy.
It's
Stop.
okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
It's a different personality.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
This is that like the different tethers we saw that all tied together in the middle?
We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can
we put her back?
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last
I just killed her.
Does it
We
matter?
literally just killed her.
Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be
Oh no,
so
wait, the last time in
irritated.
this game we left. We didn't kill her in this timeline.
It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
I just realized it's not just the cabins that were following us. It was probably every iteration of the princess. I can't believe I didn't pick up on that aspect as well. Every iteration of the princess was following us because they wanted us to find her. She wanted us to find her as well.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it.
He's telling us to
now.
end this. I don't know.
Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make it even more.
Honestly, like, I don't know. I think that's where it's going to go. There's more of you now. What's your name? Getting down here was weird. I like pulled apart and pulled back together again. Do you know what happened to me?
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened
Fair.
to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out.
Yeah, the different
Barely a
personalities,
way
yeah.
in.
Crestfallen
Sometimes I feel like I'm
princess
being
here.
pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either.
Okay. What's your name?
Princess.
Princess. Oh, beautiful name.
You can call me Princess, if you'd like. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around
This
to use
is, once again, this whole chapter we've done has felt like intentionally like brain jumbling, but it's so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful, the writing of this as well.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
There's more of you now. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. You're apparently a threat to the world. I was sent here to slay you. I'm getting you out if you're trying for your... Let's ask all the questions we can. There's more of you now.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment
Yeah,
ago.
but what about the... Like, look, my controller's actually moving this around.
I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I would never. Never. That's horrible.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under
No,
my skin?
no. Never. You never would.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is
Yep.
going.
But I'm kind of like morbidly curious. It's almost like when you see like a character in a movie like push towards a door and you're like, don't open the door, but in the back of your mind you kind of want them to open the door to see what's behind there, you know what I mean?
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already
That's
are.
what you think.
How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those
Yeah, this world is
stairs.
already fractured like crazy.
Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million
Again, the
answers?
contrarian here is trying to like be like kind of like, oh, this is silly, like, you know, it's not even that interesting, right? But for me, like the multiple different answers to me, like I've said it before with stories, I don't mind being confused, especially when it leads to something. Like sometimes confusion can be fun, and in this case, we're seeing something we've never seen before, so I'm not opposed to it.
Can't even follow what's
You know what I
going
mean?
on anymore.
And that's sometimes fun. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster ride, and I'm not controlling where it's going or anything.
We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
For all I know, so you're apparently a threat to the world. I've sent here to slay you. Wait, these two options are together. Do you see this? It's all one option. I'm getting you out of here. It's all one option.
I don't have any weapons.
What's happening with
I'm
that?
chained to a wall. Do I look like someone that could end the world? Do I look like
Not
a
at all. You're
monster?
perfect in every way.
Everything you've heard about
Oh.
me is true, and I'm going to lay waste to everything, starting with you.
She's the coolest. What a cool voice. Oh my god. But again, like, what we're feeling here as well is that, like, from the perspective, like, for me, like, again, it's a jumbled feeling. I mean, my heart is kind of racing, but it's hard not to just look at this and be like, this is such a cool way of writing this. Like, look at what we are witnessing right now.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right
That's why there's
choice when
multiple-
all of them are so different.
The multiple choices are all one.
Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her.
Look how good the art is as well for each of the eyes and how different everyone is, you know?
Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
I'm trying to get you out of here. Try and free her. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust... This is the only option we have. It's all the options together.
Wait, that's
Yeah,
not right.
it's all of them jumbled together.
Go on.
Just like this world is getting jumbled together, just like all the princesses are appearing at once, our own choices and our own, like decision-making is getting jumbled as well.
You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride.
Okay.
You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
What?
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her
This
bindings
is
as you remain
so
upstairs and slay her,
sickening.
leave her to languish alone.
You find the blade still in your hands all at once, use a striker at your bindings, at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. That is such a confusing way of looking. You find the blade suddenly in your hands, all at once use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave. It's such a jumbled mess. And look at this, like the different. Look at that one up there on the top.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an
It
unbearable
feels
mess.
sickening, right? It feels confusing. Like it's.
But
My
this-
lord.
We can't. Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good
They're all
bit of wit
jumbling
right
together.
now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing
Look
is
at them mushing together as well. This is one of the craziest ones we've gotten so far.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
The narrator stopped.
falls apart.
There's a knife in one of them, so like all the different choices, we chose them all at once. They don't even look like themselves
I think
anymore.
he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
There was no chance. This world was already broken.
What happened?
Oh.
What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others.
Oh no! So it's like not only do they feel like they don't fit in each other. There's some dead parts of themselves that are attached to themselves. That's so disgusting. Oh,
You can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
that sounds like the most horrifying horror I could think of. Something that is a part of all of you that it does not belong, like moving around in like as a part of you.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
This is so like existentially horrific. I'm looking at what's happening here, and there's nothing even there's not an ounce of like comedy. Is that like? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, There's not an ounce of comedy that's ringing through this. I feel like I just caused one of the most horrific moments in these ladies' lives.
We should help her. I think.
I'm pretty sure we
this.
did.
How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had
They have so many consequences.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
I feel sick. I genuinely just feel sick. It's going to be okay. I'll do my best. No, I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No, you're just going to... No, I'll do my best. All the hands are coming. What, does that mean she's going to return right now? You don't know if she had a chance to hear your reply. She's gone, replaced with something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Just like before. I feel so sick. I feel so sick.
I'm begging you, don't.
Hero,
do
you're gone,
this.
buddy. Y'all gotta go. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that.
We're gonna have to look at it, buddy. What do we look like? So it's the first one we had before as well. It's you, but it's like we're hiding our face. You're alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. And there it is. You are at the cabin. I was gonna say my love, but like obviously that's a different timeline. Approach her. Whoa.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
I just covered my hands over my face. Just covered my hands over my face for a second there because I just had one of the most crazy meta realizations that I've ever had playing this game. I saw this entity on top of the hill and I felt good. Not because of the scary implications, not because of all this, but because like it's weird. It's like in the end, that was like the one thing that we felt sure of, which was like this quote unquote happy ending we were gonna get. And I was like, oh, something we know, you know? Does that feel weird? Where it's like, oh, we know that, at least we know this, all the confusion. And now we have something we do understand, not understand, but something that we have, like that is like a part of our life that we have remembered from before. And it felt good. I was like, there they are. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Like it's such a, like the artwork's so stunning, but so horrible at the same time. The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they can hold.
What she's saying is kind of like confirming what we were saying a little bit before, is that like all the cabins were the different witches, the different princesses that were following us, and it's all the choices that we could have made that we chose not to make, and these are all the paths that were unwalked. And because we chose not to take any choices and be kind of a contrarian, it ended up having all the choices being made at once.
I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey. But they will make
exactly.
for a rich,
It's good that this is my second
life.
playthrough, because if this was the first time, I don't know what could like be crazier, you know?
Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know
So that's a phrase that she used before as well. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only
Yeah.
thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess, or are you trapped in here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? Do we know each other? What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. So is this saying that our perception is what turned this vessel in on itself? But like it can change, it can make us forget everything if we just believe she's able to.
Bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many persons do I have to find? We know it's 5. And what if I don't let you do this to me? I was sent to slay the princess and starve and destroy the world. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
That's so... It is very dark at the ending where it's like the hero and the princess back one with chapter 1. It's very dark that we have an ending where like our perspective on... I'm just pause here as well, guys. Our perspective... And actually might save here as well. That our perspective... Last time we played was December 26th. It's January... It actually wasn't that long ago. I thought that we did not take that much... That wasn't that long of a break from a game. But yeah, let's go to the main menu for a bit because we're going to be ending the video here anyway. I think our perception of this world is what changed that. I think us not choosing to answer anything made these princesses follow us and all just make the choice for themselves. It created a whole world where like our perspective changed all their perspective, and we did every single choice at the same time, and they weren't supposed to all be made at the same time, of course. But us continually glitching out the cabins and the princesses is probably what did that. And once again, we meet this character, which again, I won't deny, like, it's like, it felt like like we talked about clarity. Seeing that was like this, it was a good feeling. It was like, oh my God, we know this. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my God, it almost felt like it's like when you're at like a freaking like, and this isn't a bad analogy, but it's like we're at like a party where like our friend hasn't arrived yet. We're talking to random people and you see your friend, you're like, you know? But in this case, our friend is a terrifying, you know, godlike creature that can take the vessels of princesses. Yeah, the first one was obviously great. The ending, I loved the way how meta it was. It was basically like, you know, almost like condescending, going, well done, you got the ending. And this one was like almost the opposite of that, where it's like, not only did you get like an ending that like, you know, like that isn't ideal, but it's probably an ending you shouldn't get first. And we had the contrarian with us, which made everything like, honestly, at first I was like, okay, what are they going to be able to add to the story? But like really, like as most things, what they did was like put that air of doubt in the air, like the words of doubt in the air, but also like we're just kind of like a thorn in our side and in on the narrator side to kind of keep him occupied as we did all this like really crazy stuff as well. Do I regret morphing them together? 100%. Do I regret seeing that stuff? Obviously not, because it was so freaking cool what we saw there as well. This is going to be a very interesting run because we're going to be still more aggressive. I think I'm going to go back next time, and the next time we're just going to do the same thing I did before. We're going to make a different choice at the end. We're going to maybe try and escape, or actually no, maybe there's another choice there we were going to make, if you remember. And also, if you guys want to do spoiler-free hints in the comments below of just like stuff that like I might want to try, please do. But obviously, like, if you could make it so that it is like the most like you know, like someone said, like, be more aggressive. Try being more aggressive. A patron also said, you know, try just doing something right away. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And that's the way I look at it. But yeah, this was a very interesting story. It's a kaleidoscope of all of the choices that we didn't make. So us not choosing anything was the result of that. I'm very interested to see where this is going to be going, guys. And I want to thank you so much for watching this. And thank you so much to Never Can Repay the Baby Gangsta tier on Patreon. That's my patrons, which is the highest tier of the Patreon. Thank you all patrons for being patrons. You are beautiful. And thank you all for supporting this video in any way you can, whether it's, you know, whatever you do. Thank you so much to Tyfire 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, the Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, Death Drop, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Jared Beanham, Ruben Masia, Eopsy, True Peanut Butter, Alpaca Juice, and Peter Shelson. And I will see you all so soon. Bye bye.